Good morning, children. Welcome back to Class 4, English, Poem 7, Planting the Tree, written by Henry Abbey. About the poet, Henry Abbey was an American poet who is the best known for poems like Planting the Tree and The Bedouin's Rebuke. Today we are going to read the poem Planting the Tree. What is this? Planting the tree. Let us read the poem and then understand what do the title of the poem Planting the Tree means. What do we plant when we plant the tree? We plant the ship which will cross the sea. We plant the mast to carry the sails. We plant the plank to withstand the gales. The keel, the keelson, the beam, the knee. We plant the ship when we plant the tree. What do we plant when we plant the tree? We plant the houses for you and me. We plant the rafters, the shingles, the floors. We plant the studding, lath, the doors, the beams, the siding, all parts that be. We plant the house when we plant the tree. What do we plant when we plant the tree? 1,000 things that we daily see. We plant the spire that outtowers the crag. We plant the staff for our country's flag. We plant the shade for the hot sun free. We plant all these when we plant the tree. I will now explain the poem line by line. What do we plant when we plant the tree? Now, we never think when we plant something, when we plant a small seedling or a plant, we never think why do we plant that tree or a plant. When we plant the tree, we never think why are we planting it. We plant the ship which will cross the sea. Now, why are we planting the tree? We plant the tree because the part of the tree is used to make the ship or it will build the ship. Why is the ship used for us? We use ship to cross the sea. We plant the mast to carry the sails. What are these masts? It is a long or upright pole usually made of wood which carries the sails on a ship. Now, mast is a thing which is kept on the ship. Why? To move the ship. We plant the plank to withstand the gales. Now, what do you think we are planting? We are planting a plank means a long, narrow and flat piece of wood. Why are we using that plank? To withstand. Withstand means to fight against something successfully and remain unharmed. So we plant a plank, and why? Because it should not harm anybody. And what do you think is a gale? Gale means violent storms. So to fight against the violent storms, we are using the plank. The keel, the keelson, the beam, the knee. Now, what do you think is a keel? Keel is a fin-like structure that supports a ship. And what do you think is a keelson? It's a structure that joins the wooden structure of a ship to its keel. And beam is a long sturdy piece of wood that joins the sides of a ship. Knee is a piece of wood or a metal frame that joins the beam and wooden planks in a wooden ship. So these are all the parts of the ship which is used or which is helping the ship to move. We plant the ship when we plant the tree. Again, the poet is repeating the same first line that we plant the ship when we plant the tree. So it is told that when we are planting a tree, it means that we are planting a ship. What do we plant when we plant the tree? Now the poet is repeating the same line again. What do we plant when we plant the tree? We plant the houses for you and me. So when we plant a tree, it means that we are planting that tree for us to build the houses. It's not only for us, for the people who are in and around with us. We plant the rafters, the shingles, the floors. Now, what do you think we are planting? Rafters. Rafters means beams which form a part of the roof of a house. And shingles, they are the rectangular wooden tiles used on the walls or the roofs. And the floors. For the floors, what we use, either we use the wooden tiles or the wooden pieces. So the poet says that when we plant a tree, we plant it for our houses to build our houses. We plant the studding lath at the door. Now we plant. Why are we planting? For the studding. Studding means a group of upright pieces of wood in the wall of a building for the studding. And for the lath means a thin flat strip of wood. So it is also to construct the house, the thing which we need. And also siding. So studding and the lath are the two parts where we get it from the plant. And also the doors. The doors of the houses are made from the wood which is given by the plant. Beam, the siding, all parts that be. The beams of the houses, as I have told it earlier itself, beam is nothing but a long sturdy piece of wood that joins the sides of the houses. And the siding, what do you think is siding? Siding means the material applied to the outside of a building to make it look better. We plant the house when we plant the tree. So in the first paragraph, poet mentioned that we are planting a ship when we plant the tree. Now here in this line, the poet is telling it we are planting a house when we are planting a tree. And it shows that how it is used also, how the parts of the tree is used to make a house. What do we plant when we plant the tree? Now again the poet is repeating the same line there. What do you think we are planting when we are going to plant the tree? We won't think of anything. We will just simply plant a tree. And what does it help? And how does it be very helpful for us? 1,000 things that we daily see. Now the poet is telling we can see not hundreds but thousands of things which are made up of this plant. We can see in and around our surroundings whenever we walk, whenever we sit, whenever we go, whenever we use any of the things in our daily life. What happens? We can see lot of things which is made up of the plant which we have already planted. We plant the spire, the outtowers, the crag. Now what are we planting? We are planting a plant for the spire. Spire means a conical structure on the top of the building. To frame a conical structure, we use the plant. And also outtowers. Outtowers means the conical structure of the top or the spire which will be very much high. And crag. Crag means a steep cliff, a steep place where the tower is done. We plant the staff for our country's flag. Why do we use the plant now? We plant the staff. Staff means it's a long stick where we hoist our country's flag. So, for that purpose, we use the plant which we have planted. We plant the shade from the hot sun free. Now, why do we plant the trees? To sit under the tree, and also because it gives us shade when it is very hot, or in the summer season. Where do we all see for the shelter? We go and sit under some shady trees. So the plants give us shade also. We plant all these when we plant the tree. So the poet here says that when we are planting a tree, we are planting the things which we use in our daily life. And this poem is about the advantages of planting a tree. The speaker here lists the various things that the trees provide us with, including material to build ships, houses, and the staff to hold the flags of our countries. The speaker then mentions that the trees also provide shade to everyone, absolutely free of cost. We don't want to pay anything. If we go and sit under the tree where we get the shade, we are not going to pay anything for that. But what we have planted, we will get it back. Hope all have understood the poem, children. Thank you.